Are you looking for professional training in forensic mental health?
So there's the book, actually, and a lot of what I will be talking about today is in this book. And I can't obviously cover everything that's in the book, but I will be covering a fair amount of the things that are in here, including like this introduction to the laws and the system itself. I'll talk a little bit about political and climate change, because I think that's important to be aware of. And then I'm going to go right into this mental health concepts. And depending on like who you are as an evaluator, you might view different concepts as being important to look at. And I think there's 5 concepts that are important. So I try to kind of talk about those things. How to collect the data, interpretation of the data, report writing, testimony. So let's start out. What are disruptive behavior disorders? And if we go back in time, there's actually a lot of different ways that we've talked about disruptive behavior disorders. You need to have information on local laws, like what are the laws in my particular area? And that could be things like at what age is a juvenile a juvenile? And so in Melbourne, it would differ from what it is here. And then across states, it would differ from one another. And so it's important to know like in what state you're in, and for me it's in Alabama, so I know like if somebody's going to be transferred to adult court, they have to be 14 years old. But if I'm in some other state, like Colorado, Missouri, or Montana, it could be 12. In this case, use of liquor, which is the yellow line, the green line being running away behavior, and the red being truancy, you can see that those all go up in the teen years, 13, 14, and 15, and then they drop off. And so that is a statistic that fits with Moffat's model, that those kind of behaviors, they do go up in that age period, and then they actually desist. So, and you can kind of look at that and see, well, what's the latest stats on Moffat's model? Is it kind of holding up or is it not? This particular test has a professional manual that goes with it, so you can read the professional manual. You'll see about those kind of prototypical analysis studies that we were talking about, and those are kind of housed in there. And then it has an interview booklet that has 32 pages long, and then it has a rating form. So you're kind of interviewing the kids, and it is an in-depth kind of interview. It has been one of the criticisms of it because people want to get through things fast. And that's, you know, like a benefit of something like the Savary, because you just make these structural judgments. And when we were developing it, we were trying to think about what do we want to do, because we were partly concerned about the kind of gravity of the issue, and in part we were thinking about transfer and stuff like that. So we put in a ton of questions, and we just ended up with this long kind of like, you know, we've got to have a lot of questions to be sure about these things.
To learn more about Concept's professional training opportunities, visit us at concept-ce.com.